Hello, thanks for coming. Today's topic, the light of consciousness. This topic popped up in my mind because one of my friend or peer in the spirituality sent me a article or dialogue between Buddha and Ananda from WeChat in Chinese. So I quite agree. Basically, the dialogue between Buddha and Ananda is that we are the light. Because we are the light, that we can see things, hear things, touch things. So that's the topic today. It resembles me, how to say, years ago, I had a vision or visualization. Our light of consciousness. Imagine you're in a dark room, okay? In a dark room, there's no light at all. But you hold a flashlight. And you turn that flashlight on, it's a beam of light. So you can see, there's a picture on the wall, and you turn around the flash, there's a window, and you move the light, there's a door, there's a furniture. So the light shows on and shining on the object so that we can see that object, right? And you can change the direction of the light, and the object shines or appears, changes accordingly. So actually, imagine this dark room is infinitely big, infinitely small, and there's infinite items, stuff in there. So each movement of that flashlight, you see different things. You experience different things. You may touch different things, taste, think different things. So actually, that's the reality. I give you this metaphor to help you to understand the reality is an infinite big, infinite small dark room. Our awareness is the light of consciousness that shines on it or in it. So whatever your attention, or wherever your attention is, you shine on that direction, and all the items appears into your world accordingly. Do you follow? This is a freedom. So wherever your attention goes, it manifests, the reality manifests itself accordingly, because that's where your attention goes. If your attention goes to the news, you see all the news, disturbing or maybe peaceful. If you go to, your attention is following fame, money, material, then the reality shows you that picture, material picture, fame, money, and so on. If your attention is into peace, inner calm, harmony, wisdom, compassion, love, it shows you that way, because your attention is just like the beam of light in a dark room. You change your perception, you change your world. We are that light of consciousness shining in the ultimate reality. How you perceive, how you shine, determines how you experience, how you see. There's only one absolute reality, but there are 8 billion different worlds. Why? Because our attention, intention, translation of the reality is different, or so different. Everyone has a unique understanding, projection of the reality. The reality gives us the freedom to project exactly as what we want or how we perceive it. It's a tailor-made world. Do you follow? That's the freedom, actually, you see. That's how cosmic intelligence is working. Fantastic job. Great job, actually. I want to pause here a little bit. At the same time, I'm sharing my feeling of this light of consciousness. Very beautiful. I just Google it randomly and it shows up. And thank for this, what's his name? Peter Russell. Spirit of Now. Is it all the contents resonates in my heart, so I just want to talk about this page. Light of consciousness can shine on one of the object. Now we're looking at this page. So that's a split of subject-object, the light and the object. But actually, this light of consciousness can shine on itself. It's self-luminous. Do you follow? So two basic functions. A light can spread on one object. Something like this. This light bulb shining on this cup. This, at the same time, this bulb is self-illuminating. In the same way, my light of consciousness is watching or shining on this object, but at the same time, I notice I can self-illuminating. It's a self-awareness. Light of consciousness. The light of consciousness contains ability to understand, knowing, to study, to experience. And self-study too. I want to go to the keywords here today, actually. I pasted already, a copy paste in this From bliss, all beings are born. By bliss, they are sustained. And into bliss, they again return. From Taittiriya Upanishad. I love this. From bliss, all beings are born. So we are born from that bliss, or ultimate, or the absolute. We are made of this absolute. We are part of this absolute. We are the absolute. We are the bliss. That's a self-awareness. You notice you are blissful. You notice you're perfect, complete, total, independent. 何其自性本自清净，何其自性本无生灭，何其自性本自具足，何其自性能生万法，何其自性本不动摇。Wow. Sixth patriarch. So profound. Every time when I meditate, when I study some contents like this, when I read a spiritual book, it always arrives or comes back to the quote of the sixth patriarch. 何其自性本自清净，何其自性本自具足，何其自性本不动摇，何其自性本无生灭，何其自性能生万法。That's the home. No matter how far you go, no matter what business you are doing, you arrive at this final destination. The light of consciousness spread outwardly, shining on all contents of the awareness or objects, let's say, spreading on all the objects, forests, nature, people, building, car. The whole world is shining because of this light of consciousness. That's the first step. One, you notice you are shining. on all the world, all objects. The world exists because of you. Because the light of consciousness is shining enthusiastically with great love. So, a taste of human being. So, step one, you notice you are shining. There's no world. The world exists because of you. Light of consciousness is shining on objects of the consciousness. But at the same time, you notice you are self-illuminous. All the objects are made of you. There's no difference between the objects and the light of consciousness. The objects is made of consciousness. From bliss, all beings are born. All the worlds are born because of this bliss, or ultimate, or absolute, or pure consciousness. By bliss, they are sustained. By the pure consciousness, all beings, all worlds are sustained and understood. And into bliss, into the absolute, into the pure consciousness, they again return. You see, it's a cycle, right? Born, sustained, understood, return. Born, return, born, return. Sometimes we call this birth, death, birth, death. Actually, birth and death is an illusion. How beautiful, how profound this understanding is. Again, you arrive at final destination. You're self-sustaining, you're self-helping, you're self-loving, you're self-illuminating. You reach the final destination. It's like you draw a circle, and after so many years of traveling, experience, relationship, money, material, fame, after so many years of attempts, efforts, trying to become this, trying to become that, trying to attain this, trying to attain that, after so many years, lives, eons, you arrived at your starting point. The place you're looking for is the place you're looking from. And the place you're looking from is the place you're looking for. You draw this complete circle, arrives at its starting point. That's a self-awareness. It's a self-illuminating process. We may need this process of drawing a circle. Where are you now? Do you know the starting point is the ending point? Do you know you're born a Buddha? but you join a circle to realize you are a Buddha originally. My goodness. God creates humanity to understand God itself. Do you follow? The formless creates form to understand the formless. The pure consciousness generates mind to understand itself. It's really a Ouroboros now. A Ouroboros, a dragon, a snake, biting his own tail. You consciously draw a circle. The starting point is the ending point. You arrive at your final or initiate point. There's no time and space. This drawing of space and time and coordinates of space and time, experience of space-time, relationships of space and time helps you to understand you are timeless and spaceless. What a design it is. What a beautiful design if you awakened, or a terrible, even confusing design if you're not awakened. What the heck? Oh, crazy. I'm talking to myself. Oh. This realization is exactly as Buddha's teaching, suchness. The infinite big, infinite small warehouse, the room I said before, is the Tathagata, the infinite possibilities waiting for your discovery. Have you discovered your true self? If you do, congratulations. I will congratulate you. I'm so happy for you. So happy. Even Confucius said, 孔子 said, 朝闻道，夕死可矣. I talk about this, right? 朝闻道，夕死可矣. At the sun rising, if I know, understand the Tao, or heard about Tao. At the sun setting, I could die without any regret. He meant it. I agree. That's the purpose of life. No matter how successful we are in the world, if we don't know ourselves, if we don't know we are the light of consciousness, self-illuminating, eternal, infinite, we really, really waste this life. Wake up, my dear friend. Wake up, my beautiful dreamer. Wake up. The light of consciousness. Or just consciousness. Don't dream anymore. Don't lose yourself in the dream. No matter how beautiful the dream is, it's still a dream. No matter how terrible it is still a dream. Wow, what an intro. Yes. Thanks for coming. You're turned on by my thought, by light. Good. Light, when light meets light, what will happen, you see? Turned on. We are on. It's a self-turning. Most of the time we are off. Shoot. Where we live in the dark. We live in the darkness. We turn it off. The awakened mind turned it off. Close the door. Now, all our attempt is to turn it on. And we have turned on by ourselves. Sorry. Just let it be. I will answer it later. The light of consciousness is always on. Let's try to this. Okay, since we talk about this. In deep sleep, is it on or off? In deep sleep, you have no awareness. Does that mean the pure consciousness is off? Have you ever thought about this question? In deep sleep, who are you? Are you Saja? Am I Dong? What's your social role? What's your schedule? How old are you? Who's your parents? Who are your parents? You see, in deep sleep, all these concepts, all experience drop to zero. Does that mean you're dead? No. Because you know the next day you will wake up, become Saja, become Dong, become anyone behind curtain. I don't know, maybe Curtain, you're there? Say hello, please. In deep sleep, we are nobody, right? Do you like to become nobody? Do you like to go to sleep? Can you tell me anyone don't like sleep? Imagine you have one friend haven't sleep for 2 days, 3 days. What's their first thing in their list to do? Go to sleep. Everyone loves sleep. If you have a sleep disorder, then it sucks. Like in my clinic, I treat patients with insomnia. It's very difficult for them to fall in sleep and have a sound sleep. My point here is everyone likes to sleep. Then my question is, in deep sleep, who are you? Are you the VIP or the non-VIPs? VIP stands for very important person. You know, we have lots of VIPs in the world. The whole world won't spin without them. But all the VIPs like to sleep too. Become a non-VIP. So back to my first question. In deep sleep, is the light of consciousness off? A deep sleep without dream. So up to now, my understanding and also experiences, you are not on or off. So you back to that absolute, which is neither on nor off in terms of the light. You just back to infinite potentials. It's a good thing. You back to the source. I'm not Dong. You are not Saja. Just give me 1 second, sorry. Seems very urgent. Sorry. Yeah, just so back to the on and off. So maybe I can read a little bit this article I'm sharing right now, so you can see it, right. The light of consciousness. It's a very good. The one I am at the heart of all creation. Thou art the light of life. I am is the light of consciousness, expression of the light of consciousness, of just pure consciousness. I am. the pure awareness, is the application of Heavenly Father. Do you follow? The moment you are aware, that's the presence of God. It's at the heart of all creation. You see, the Tibetan book of the Great Liberation, the moment you realize your perfect, complete, total, you find you are liberated. The cloud of unknowing, is your mental cloud of personhood. Alan Watts, okay, Carl Jung, Christopher Ashwood. All these people are trying to discover the truth, you see? And we are trying to discovering the truth now. Consciousness itself was often spoken of in terms of light, the self-originated clear light, eternally unborn, shining forth within one's own mind. Self-originated, independent, you see? Those who have awakened to the truth about reality, I would put capital T, truth, and a capital R, reality. We often call illumined or enlightened frequently describe their experiences in terms of light. The Sufi Abu Hossein al-Nuri experienced a light gleaming in the unseen. I gazed at it continually until the time came when I had wholly become that light. The light recognized its luminosity. The light recognized its own luminosity, perfection, completeness, totality. It's self-origination. You arrived at your final destination again. Science is just an attempt to recognize the truth. No matter it's a quantum theory or theory of relativity, they're just attempts, models to realize who we are. You see, in 10th century, Christian mystic Saint Simeon saw a light infinite and incomprehensible, one single light, simple, non-composite, timeless, eternal, the source of life. You are that. We are that. Everyone is. And we are trying to comprehend it. Has a sense of understanding. Self-knowing. We are studying ourselves. We are not studying something other than us. We are studying our own self. This conversation is an attempt to study ourselves. One single light, simple, non-composite, timeless, eternal, the source of all other lives. Crazy. The more I explore this inner light, sometimes we call this inner light. Actually, ultimately, there's no inner and out. Inner more like in your body. Actually, the light is everywhere. There's no outer and inner. The whole world is you. The whole world is your projection. The more I saw close parallels with the light of physics, physical light has no mass. Okay? Physical light has no mass. You have no mass. Pure consciousness has no mass and is not part of the material world. The same is true of consciousness. It is immaterial. Physical light seems to be fundamental to the universe. The light of consciousness is likewise fundamental. Without it, there would be no experience. Do you agree? No consciousness, no experience. No knowledge, no relationship, no parents, no daughters, son and daughters. Anyway. Do physical reality and the reality of the mind share the same common ground, a ground whose essence is light? The physical reality exists because of you, the light of consciousness. And meditation. I love this. Murala Maharshi, you see, the science of being and art of living. The Indian teacher who had recently made the headlines when the Beatles renounced their use of drugs in favor of the technique of the transcendental meditation, TM. Yes, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, TM, the founder of TM. Okay. Most books I had read on meditation talk about how much effort it took to still the restless mind and achieve a stage of deep inner peace and fulfillment. Maharishi looked at the whole matter in a different way. Any concentration, the least bit of trying, even a wanting the mind to settle down would, he observed, be counterproductive. Any effort would promote mental activity rather than lessening it. Do you follow? So, open monitoring or self consciousness is the highest meditation. You have no effort to be. We are human beings, right? Do you need any effort to be? Do you need any effort to be aware or to be conscious? He said, so this yogi, the founder of TM, Maharishi Mahesh, sorry, my poor pronunciation. He suggested that the mind was restless because it was seeking something, namely greater satisfaction and fulfillment. But it was looking for it in the wrong direction. In a world of thinking and sensory experience, all that was needed, he said, was to turn the attention 180 degrees inward and then, applying his technique, encourage the mind to settle down just a little, being in a simply quieter state. The mind would taste a little more of the fulfillment it has been seeking. By repeating the practice, it would be spontaneously drawn on to yet quieter and more fulfilling levels of its own accord. Again, the starting point is the ending point. You're resting in your own being. From bliss all beings are born, by bliss they are sustained, and into bliss they again return. If you really understand this, the consciousness is looking back itself. By looking outwardly, these words, it's like you are using reflection of the conscious mind to look back, to understand who you are. Self-reflecting. Maharishi's idea appealed to my scientific mind. They were simple, elegant, like a mathematical derivation. derivation. Anyway, that's his way of experiencing. Hmm. So here is the Tao Te Ching. Return to the root is called quietless. Quietless is called submission to fate. What has submitted to fate has become part of the always so. To know the always so is to be illumined. You're always perfect, complete, luminous. Return to the root is a self-understanding of who you are. You're looking back, you become a Ouroboros. You're biting your own tail. You submit to whatever is, or just your submission to fate, to what is. You are the center of the massive creation. I'm just a teeny tiny. We are just teeny tiny in the cosmos in terms of body mind. But our heart, our spirit is infinite. That's why you're so great. Everyone is great. Okay, let's see if anything we can. How many minutes now? Okay, maybe 5-10 minutes more. So you see, during the long meditation, habitual mental chatter began to fade away. Thought about what was going on outside, what time, how the meditation was processing. Samadhi, still mind. Waking, dreaming, and deep sleep state. Yoga is the cessation of the modification of mind stuff. Mind stuff. How many stuff in your mind? Lots of stuffs. uh, Okay, I love this. In Isha Upanishad, an ancient Indian text says this fourth state. So beside wakeful dreaming and sleeping, waking, dreaming, and deep sleep, there's a fourth state. I love this. Actually, we're talking about this state now. It is not outer awareness. It is not inner awareness, nor it is a suspension of awareness. It is not knowing. It is not unknowing. I love this. Nor is it knowingness itself. It can neither be seen nor understood. It cannot be given boundaries. It is ineffable and beyond thought. It is indefinable. It is known only through becoming it. Have you become yourself? All the it are talking about you. You is not outer. You are not inner. Nor it is a suspension of you. The real you is not knowing, is not unknowing, nor it is knowingness itself. The true self can never be seen or understood. The true self cannot be given boundaries. The true self is ineffable and beyond thought. The true self is undefilable. The true self is known only through becoming the true self. You becoming yourself. It is not soul or mind. It is not order or greatness or littleness. It is not immovable, nor emotion, nor at rest. Nor does it belong to the category of a non-existence or that of existence. Nor can any affirmation or negation apply to it. Neither nor, neither nor, neither nor, until nothing can be neithered or gnawed. It's great. Nothing to negate after you negate millions of things. The state of absolute emptiness. No time or timeless. No space or spaceless. No becoming. No thingness. Pure existence is the mind seeing itself as reflected in itself. This is possible only when the mind is sunyata, or empty itself. That is, when the mind is devoid of all its possible contents except itself. Wow, I love this. When the mind is devoid of all content, you are not only find absolute serenity and peace, you also discover the true nature of the self. Okay, maybe we can finish this tomorrow. Loving. I love this one. This person, and this being Peter Russell. Cool. Awakened being. I'm thankful for your contents here. Thanks for your pointing. Okay, let's digest a little bit. We eat a lot of spiritual food today. Okay, I think that's all for today, Saja. Do you have any other comments or experience? Absolute. Great. Yes. Mm. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your presence, attention, intention, and action. Bye now. See you tomorrow. Should be. Let me. So I stop sharing. I don't know. I need to check my schedule right now. Just give you a quick answer here. Tomorrow should be. Yeah, I think still 12, maybe 12 o'clock. Yeah. Thank you. Bye now.